Okay, this is going to be 4 different muse messages from 4 different songs, 3 of which are fire-based. And it's not the entire song. But so let's start with this one, and it builds up to a crescendo where the 4th one is a muse message that I gave to a woman who goes by Violet in her last week here on Earth. What would you say to someone who is about to engage in doctor-assisted suicide and fly to a country to receive a lethal injection during their last week on Earth? Could you think of a song to provide them that might have something worth offering? Like what, Dust in the Wind by Kansas or something? So the 4th muse message that I'm going to go over here is one that I gave to Violet when she was 1 week away from leaving this world through doctor-assisted suicide. So let's check out this one, Lorde, Tennis Court. Tennis Court by Lorde. One of the lyrics in it is, "My head's filling up fast with the wicked games, up in flames, how can I fuck with the fun again when I'm knowing?" And that applies to me in this plasma fire thing. How can I fuck with the fun again when I'm knowing what I'm knowing about the world burning up around us from the inside out and everyone around me being oblivious to it? The other key word in that lyric is wicked games, which is the name of a song by, I believe it's Chris Isaac. I'll include the remixed version of that song, linked in the description, of Wicked Games. And the chorus of that song says, "The world was on fire and no one could save me but you. Strange what desire will make foolish people do." And it goes on with some other lyrics, but I'll spare you the singing. My point is, when she refers in this lyric, in this song, Tennis Court by Lorde, "My head's filling up fast with the wicked games, up in flames." Do you think they might be referring to the same thing as that song that's titled Wicked Games, where the chorus is, "The world was on fire, and no one could save me but you"? Yeah, they might be referring to the same wicked games. "'Cause my head's filling up fast with the wicked games, up in flames, how can I fuck with the fun again when I'm knowing? And my boys trip me up with their heads again, loving them, everything's cool when we're all in line for the throne. But I know it's not forever." The other lyric I identify with this in this song by Lorde called Tennis Court is the very first lyric says, "Don't you think that it's boring how people talk, making smart with their words again? Well, I'm bored." Yeah, I think it's very boring how people talk, making smart with their words again, and I am bored when I see these YouTubers, particularly the ones that watch my channel and know about plasma fire, talking about whatever dumb, meaningless, shallow, insignificant shit they want to talk about while the world's burning around us. Yeah, I find it boring how people talk, making smart with their words again. Another lyric that resonates with me in this song is that it's a new art form showing people how little we care. Yeah, it is like an art form, like a competition amongst people to care less than the guy next to you. Well, I don't care. Well, I don't care even less than you don't care. Well, you can't care less than 0, and I care 0. 6 years into this, people don't care. The world's burning up around them. It's a new art form showing people how little we care. Yeah. Even when we're smiling out of fear. Let's go down to the tennis court. And she says, "Pretty soon I'll be getting on my first plane. I'll see the veins of my city like they do in space." You think she's really talking about just getting on a plane? You think she's never been on a plane before? Or do you think maybe she's talking more like something like Elon Musk getting the fuck up out of here and watching it go down from up above like they did in the Book of Enoch as they watched the world destroyed? Pretty soon I'll be getting on my first plane and I'll watch my city and I'll see the veins like they do in space. And you can watch from your window. You can watch from your window. I'll link this in the description. It's Wicked Games by Chris Isaak, but this isn't sang by Chris Isaak. It's a remix by Serene, and it's beautiful music. It's like, gives you an eargasm. It's very soothing. Even though the lyrics may not sound as such, it's what I listen to when I need to chill out. It's really nice sounding song. The world was on fire and no one could save me but you. Strange what desire will make foolish people do. And the name is Wicked Games. This song is all about the fire. In fact, they show people burning in this song by Kygo and Ellie Goulding, titled First Time. I'll show you the videography. There is no question it's about a certain type of fire, and this is by the same Ellie Goulding that I featured in a recent a muse message, her song Burn, because we don't have to worry about nothing, because we got the fire, and we're burning one hell of a something. They're gonna see us from outer space, light it up, like we're the stars of the human race. When the light's going down, they don't know what they heard. Strike the match, play it loud, giving love to the world. We'll be raising our hands, shining up to the sky, 'cause we got the fire. Yeah, we got the fire. And we're gonna let it burn. We're gonna let it burn. Same Ellie Goulding singing this song titled First Time, and none of the lyrics in this song seem to relate to anything about fire, but the videography is all about fire. Now, part of that fire, I would say, has to do with the muse spirit, because each time she features this fire in this video, it has something to do with the art, whether it's drawing or playing the piano or another type of craft. The muse spirit that comes through these artists, where they have to open up to channel this spirit through them to create these works of art, I believe is the type of fire she is actually depicting here in the videography. The lyrics talk about the first time we got drunk on the train tracks and tried our first cigarettes and doing all this stuff and reflecting on the first time, and I'd do it all again. It's referring to a great reset. Would you do it all again? She is proclaiming that she would, and she's reflecting nostalgically upon all the first times and all the experiences that she got to do in this world, and the chorus says, and I do it all again. So here's the opening scene. They're coming into this room. That guy laying there on the floor to the left is burned. You see the sailboat in the middle and the little toy plane. Burnt to a crisp, ashes. They even focus in on his hand here just so you can see just how thoroughly he's burned, like spontaneous combustion. And here's Ellie Goulding walking through the room. She's about to go embrace the dude who apparently didn't make it. And it shows this frame with her practicing piano like with her little brother, and later on his hands catch fire while he's playing the piano. And here you see him drawing as a young child, and later on his hands also light on fire when he's drawing, like the same muse spirit that comes through an artist, whether they're drawing or playing the piano. Before you saw he was drawing something like a windmill, and now it's turned into one of those speakers, like an old style record player that had the speaker, the one big speaker coming out made out of brass like a horn. Later on, he's crafting something like this out of wood with his hands, and again, his hands are on fire. 'Cause we got the fire, and we're gonna let it burn. Here you can see he's drawing again, and he's got the fire. Here you see him crafting something like what you just saw him drawing a minute ago, but here he's like crafting it with his hands out of wood, and he's just kind of sprinkling ash. It's hard to say exactly what craft he's performing here, but presumably another performance art type thing, craftsmanship. That was the little thing that he was drawing. Here you see the hands on fire playing the piano. And he starts tripping. He's like, whoa, my hands are like on fire, like real fire. Not just a metaphor. Here you see he's older. I better stop playing too many clips or they'll knock it out for a copyright strike. But as you can see, this fire has something to do with the art, like the muse spirit that comes through. We were lovers on a wild ride, speeding for the finish line, coming to the end of our time. Yeah, yeah. Started off as a wildfire, burning down the bridges to our empire. Our love was something they could admire. Yeah, yeah. And just before this, there's a guy that gets up out of that pile of ashes. She's looking directly at like a chalk body outline of a person who was lying right there in the middle of those ashes, and it has the imprint of a human figure in the middle of those ashes that she's looking at right now. There's another similar pile behind her. A couple of people get up out of these piles of ashes, but the other guy to her left, he remains on the floor. He doesn't get up out of the ashes. Sail, this is how an angel cries. This is how I show my love. Maybe I should cry for help, and maybe I should kill myself. Sail with me into the dark. Couple more of them get up out. He's playing the piano, dusting off the ashes. And here you can see a couple of the piles of ashes with the body chalkline imprint of a human shape in the middle of the ashes where people got up out of them, but this guy doesn't get up. And it reminds me of the song by 21 Pilots where they're talking about, save your razor blades now, not yet, we'll win but not everyone will get out. We'll win but not everyone will get out. So this next song I'm going to go over is called Live in the Moment by the band called Portugal, the Man. And it relates to this video right here in the middle that just says April 10th, 13 days ago I uploaded it, that hasn't been titled yet. I'll give it a title and I'll list it in the directory so it will come up as a uploaded video with a notification. It's an hour and 6 minutes long. It's the two videos that Matt from Quantum of Conscience did featuring Violet during her last week here on Earth. When she had 1 week to go, the first video is titled Violet Leaves This World on Friday. And it was published like a week prior to the Friday that she was leaving. And then after she had gone through with it, he made another video where he was a bit choked up and tearful. And it was a commemoration of her life. And in the first video that he made saying Violet leaves this world in 1 week, so anyone who wants to offer any words in the comments section or anything like that, feel free, but I'll be heavily monitoring this comment section so no one puts any dumb shit and fucks up her vibe during her last week here and says something that I don't approve of. So he heavily monitored that, like maybe every 5 minutes, looking to see. Anyway, so what I gave her, which is what came to me immediately on the very day he published that, as soon as I watched it, I couldn't drop the link in the comments section. I described the music video Live in the Moment, and that the videography and the lyrics applies to her situation and the subject matter that we discuss here on Quantum of Conscience. Essentially, Matt held her hand during the last week of her life here on Earth. And she confided in Matt and simply wanted his witness. And he offered it. He gave it. And he gave the witness of his viewing audience of the channel, Quantum of Conscience, to her during her last week, during this final farewell. Now this video starts out with some weird imagery that I'm sure most of you will say, ooh, that's satanic, that's evil. Ooh, eyeballs and horns? That's gotta be some evil, wicked stuff there. Right? That's pure wicked, pure evil, right? Or at least that's what you've been trained, a trained response that's been ingrained into you. It also ends the video with these very same images. Live in the Moment is the name of this song and music video. And it starts out showing the 4 band members riding around in a car with a big papier-mâché doll, like a marionette doll, strapped to the top of the car. That marionette doll is your higher self, which is something Matt talks a lot about on that channel. And you can see a few times this papier-mâché doll on top of the car actually reached down and kicks like she's riding the car like a skateboard. And that's us. Here in this world, you have your higher self in some other part of the world. And here in this world, you're in a vehicle and your higher self is riding on top of the vehicle that is your body, and you're inside the vehicle. And so they're like burning out, doing donuts and stuff in this parking lot, but it's actually the papier-mâché doll on the top that's controlling the car, riding it like a skateboard, and even does a kickflip and throws everyone in the car for a loop. And that's kind of what happened to Violet. Her vehicle got thrown for a loop and her higher self did a kickflip, and she decided she wasn't going to wait for time to tell. She scheduled her exit and departure from this world. And then the fuzz comes chasing after him after they saw that kickflip she just did. She's getting chased by the fuzz. So she starts kicking real fast. That's the shoe hitting the ground of that big papier-mâché doll that's on top, riding the car like a skateboard. And the lyrics to that song, I would like to think they spoke to her in a profound way, and she might have even listened to that song over and over, even on her way to the airport and after she got off the plane on her way into the hospital. My home is a girl with eyes like wishing wells. I'm not alone, but I'm still lonely. When I was young, always go below the midnight sun, and those days are done, but I'm still glowing. Ooh, la 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 la, let's live in the moment. Come back Sunday morning, a lie, oh well. When you're gone, goodbye, so long, farewell. Ooh, la 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 la, let's live in the moment. Come back Sunday morning with that soul to sell. When you're gone, goodbye, so long, farewell. My home is a girl who can't wait for time to tell. God only knows we don't need his stories. When your family is swinging from the branches of a tree, and God only knows we don't need ghost stories. That kind of applies to the subject of Matt's channel that she's very familiar with and knows that we didn't come from no monkeys swinging from a tree. Your family swinging from the branches of a tree. Your family tree doesn't go back to some monkeys swinging in a tree or some soup in a pond scum. That's one of the tropes that Matt recites there on that channel. So I'm sure she got that one, and the part about a girl who can't wait for time to tell. Live in the moment, come back Sunday morning, a lie, oh well. When you're gone, goodbye, so long, farewell. Live in the moment, come back Sunday morning with that soul to sell. When you're gone, goodbye, so long, farewell. And the chorus says, ooh, I can't believe nothing's gonna comfort me. Nothing's gonna comfort me now. Ooh, la la, nothing's gonna comfort me now. You think that might have resonated with her a little bit in her last week of life? You think you could have come up with a better song to throw her direction? I didn't do it, but I'm happy to be the conduit who got this to her because I'm sure it resonated very deeply, and I know Matt watched it as soon as it came up. And he authorized it. He left the comment. Let's live in the moment, come back Sunday morning. A lie, oh well, when you're gone, goodbye, so long, farewell. Come back Sunday morning with that soul to sell. When you're gone, goodbye, so long, farewell. Now this next part is only in the extended version, not the main music video. They cut these last few lyrics out for some reason on the main music video, where it says, oh my God, I can't believe my eyes. Wake up, everybody, come and watch the garden grow. I'll see you when you get there. Oh my God, I can't believe my eyes. Wake up, everybody, come and watch the garden grow. I'll see you when you get there. See you when you get there. And throughout the whole music video, it shows the band members in the car singing the song. I think this was appropriate. And so this video with the little rabbit on the front and the wheel with the flowers, pots all over in it, I think I'm going to title that Farewell Violet. And the reason I wanted to feature that on my channel is because what Matt did there was outstanding. As a person in this world, in the online truther community, everything becomes so shallow and superficial because it's all just like happening on a two-dimensional flat screen, and it doesn't involve real people, and it's almost like it all becomes surreal, like a cartoon that doesn't actually involve you. And when someone reached out to him and said, hey, how's this for pipe-hitting hardcore reality that we're all going through that you talk about so often and refer to this non-milk? I'm out of here in a week. I've got a fucked up terminal illness and I've decided I'm checking out of this place. He still talked to her. He still communicated with her. For most people that would have been too heavy. They would not have offered their witness. They would have given him a canned response and said, yeah, good luck with that. See you on the other side. Thanks. But he didn't do that. And she needed witness in that time in her life, in her last week on this world, to have someone who's willing to witness her last week with her. I know how important witness really is. It's like sex or money or air. It only matters when you're not getting any. Because I know what it's like to not be able to get anyone's witness. Hey, I got a microchip in my head. Hey, your world's burning up around you from the inside out. Hey, does no one give a fuck? Hey, the sun tunnel got my channel erased. No one cares, huh? Yeah, it is like a new art form showing people how little we care, isn't it? No one's willing to offer their witness to anyone else if it's uncomfortable or inconvenient or doesn't benefit them somehow. Matt did the human thing. So even though he was a kidnapping and ransom insurance agent, which is just an extension of the military-industrial complex that engages in some shady shit, I'm sure, he seems to have redeemed himself, in my eyes, with those videos that he did revolving around Violet. Because guess what? That kidnapping and ransom insurance agent, probably within the policy, one of the line items is that you take a subdermal microchip implant. Yeah. I've explained what that position is. What is kidnapping and ransom insurance consist of? It's people that have been to these third world shitholes who know which warlord to pay off before you get kidnapped so that you don't get kidnapped. It's just people over there in the Middle East that know, well, we've got, what are the rules of engagement enforced by Obama was we got to let them shoot at us 3 times, and then we can shoot back, but we have to shoot high and over their heads. And then if they keep shooting at us, then we can fire back directly at them. It was just easier to call in the mercs, the mercenaries, Blackwater, Halliburton, these private contractors that act just like military. They'll go in there and wipe everyone out and clear the path for you. They have no rules of engagement they have to follow. They're the private military industrial complex, the industrial arm of the military industrial complex. That's where kidnapping and ransom insurance agents have even developed an industry for people that go through here and say, yeah, we can provide you with all the right protections and pay off all the right people to make sure you don't get kidnapped because we know the area. We know the kidnappers, we know the routine, and we know how to keep you from getting kidnapped. Basically, we pay your ransom before you get kidnapped, and we know who to pay. You think you know the area and the territory well enough to navigate your way through it by yourself? Go ahead, but we highly suggest you buy one of our policies. Before your husband's fingernails start getting pulled out one by one, you might want to pay the ransom. That is some shady shit to be a kidnapping and ransom insurance agent. That's a euphemism. Insurance agent. Bitch, please. And such an insurance policy would probably require you to take a subdermal implant. Otherwise, your premiums are going to be much higher and the payout's going to be much lower because of our risk that we're taking is reduced so much if you allow us to give you a subdermal implant. But Matt redeemed his humanity in my eyes with that offering of himself and his witness to Violet in her last week on this earth. He showed he hasn't lost his humanity despite the inhumane type of shit he was probably involved in.